JumpStart BFR family, what is up? We are back. It's your boy Hassan and Coach Rich. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. Olympics right around the corner.
This couldn't be a more perfect time to talk about this because we're going to go over this New York Times article that just came out about Olympians using blood flow restriction training. I don't know if you remember in 2016, the big hot craze was, I don't know if it was 2016 or 2012, but Michael Phelps had the cupping.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like, what is this? What's going on? I got to start cupping.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool for us because we have a BFR company that big-time Olympic athletes. So two of them. One is Galen Rupp. He is a track and field. I don't know if it's considered track and field, but he's a marathon runner. He got bronze at the Olympics 2016. And then Michael Andrews, I don't know if it's Andrews or Andrew. He is an Olympic swimmer. So he's actually been using these cuffs on his arms in the pool, right? So here's the crazy story is that, where's the Olympics this year? Tokyo. Where did BFR originate from? Japan. So in that article, in that New York Times article, so the guy's name is, this is the founder, Yoshiaki Sato. He started in 1966. In the article, it says that he knew he was doing something right, but he was surprised. Like now he's seeing it in his hometown or his home country, and he's like, I didn't think it'd take this long. But now it's full circle. So now they're in Tokyo, and blood flow restriction is, on the up and up. We got 2 Olympic athletes already. So I got a few questions for you. We already know why BFR training is important for all athletes, but now we're seeing it in the Olympics. Like, what can you tell us about Olympic level athletes? And if they're using it, why would it make sense for other athletes?
Well, first off, like when you're talking about Olympic level athletes, they're working on very small margins of success. Like they're not trying to get leaps and bounds better. Right. They're trying to either maintain or just a small smidgen of just like improvement, right? So like everything matters. Yeah. There's small windows of opportunity. There are not like these huge game-changing, swinging things. And so everything they do is very precise. Like you have to be very detail-oriented when you're talking about this level of, competition. So when it comes to those individuals, like they need every edge they can possibly get. Yeah. But the trickle-down effect of like JumpStart and BFR training to the average Joe, the weekend warrior, the upcoming young star that's, 13, 14, 15 years old that's traveling, doing travel ball or different types of sports or activities, it's going to allow us to train just as hard or get the same effects without really beating our bodies down. Right.
And it's funny, it's like, so like for the Olympics, it's like, and by the way, it's very crazy that it's 2021, they pushed the Olympics back. So like when we talk about saving your body, right? They have one race to win a gold medal that they've been, some people, let's say they didn't make it in 2016, right? So they're like, hey, I'll train 4 more years for 2020. So now it's been 8 years, then it gets pushed, and now it's 2021. Having longevity in training, how can I prepare without my body being dead 8 years later, 9 years later, right? So preparing for that race, but also making sure that your body's good to go. Like you can only do so much training to prepare, right? So I think it's crazy. So talking about BFR specifically, right? When it comes to, so what this guy was doing, and what it says in the article, Michael, is that he would put it on his arms, and he said himself, he said, hey, our coach, we let our arms get almost lactic, and we try to hit our same times with the cuffs on, right? So what is actually going on inside of his body when he's doing that?
Well, what's happening is his body's getting the same response. Like it's when something happens, we're under stress. When we have a certain stimulus, our body has a certain response, right? It's like that fight or flight and that metabolic response, all the chemicals and everything communicating, sending signals, trying to recruit, resources and oxygen-rich blood. When that happens, our body needs certain pathways to learn how to do it. It's just like if I'm driving from home to work, if I know I can get in the fast pass lane or something like that, or if I can get in the carpool lane, then I will, and it will help me get to work faster.
Exactly.
And now what we're doing with BFR is we're creating a fast track lane to be able to get that same feeling. And that's the only reason you do the first, if you're doing a workout and you're doing, 8 reps, you're doing the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so you can get the sensation of 8.
Exactly. So they're basically starting. I mean, obviously they warm up and everything, but they're starting at 8, 9, or 10. So let's say we're doing a workout. Let's just use 10.
Without the impact
of 1, 2, 3, 4,
yes,
5, 6,
exactly.
7. So basically, let's say we took a 10-rep workout, right? These guys are like, look, dude, we need our body tip top, but how can I get there faster? How can I get in the fast track? Because everyone's still using the car, right? But one person has fast track, one person doesn't. One person has BFR, one person doesn't. So for instance, I guess the car example, one person's putting in more time. For the BFR example, one person's putting in less, not torture, but less impact on their body, right?
Well, like, I mean, you're talking about tread too, like how much wear and tear is happening.
Right.
The potential for something to happen in that duration that's going to take you to get there.
Yeah.
That's the probability that we're trying to eliminate.
Yeah.
You know, the effects, I mean, if you've never used JumpStart or any type of BFR, it's not like it's easy.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, you're in cruise control. It is tough. Like, you're feeling the effects, but you're just feeling them sooner. And so especially with elite athletes like this, one, like you said, the tread, like how much wear and tear is going on. But then I'm also looking at like time saving, just being able to be as effective in training as possible. Now I can go focus and rest and eat and sleep and do all these other things that are just as critical to my performance as training.
Mind you, some of these Olympic athletes, they're not balling, right? So some of them work like full-time jobs. So like getting the training in, not as fast as you can, but being as effective as possible with the time you have, BFR is a great way to do it. You know, it's funny that you said like the workouts are still hard. We were doing a video like, I don't know, a month ago or 2 months ago. It was a lower body workout. I was super happy. It was leg day, whatever. You know, we're recording. It was super hard. Like I was
only did like 1 or 2 things.
I didn't even finish the full workout. It's deceivingly like, and I think a lot of people that either purchase BFR or get into BFR, they think it's the like one trick pony. That's like they think it's going to be like obviously it's a game changer, right? But it's not a shortcut. Maybe it's a shortcut in the sense, or the way that we define a shortcut. It's not a get fit quick. That's what we always say, right? Like even for us, like seasoned athletes, it's still difficult, right? And for instance, if Olympic level athletes are doing, they're not looking for shortcuts. They're looking for a way to do what they're doing, but do it better. Right? And I think we all can learn something from, you know, anytime, one of the reasons I love watching Olympics is like, you know, you see the cupping or you see stuff. So for me, sometimes it's like positive feedback. Maybe something I've been doing and I see someone else do it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing this right. So, you know, so cool thing about this Andrew guy is also before he goes out, like, you know, the staging area, he actually has his cuffs on, warming up those arms, right? So one of our partners actually, he goes golfing every morning. And he started using BFR in the morning before he golfs because they go golf like 4 or 5 a.m. Right? Nobody, I don't know any of you guys. I've never golfed. Have you golfed? Yeah. I don't know. It's not for me yet. But you know, I don't know. A lot of these guys, they just wake up and they go. If you just, you know, get a BFR set, you guys probably don't believe in warm-ups, but try it, right? Put it on your arms and then go. Just even like there's so many different uses. This Andrew guy uses it for workouts. He uses it for warm-ups, and he uses it for recovery. Yeah, it's trifold. There's too many things you can do with this. I'm excited for Olympics. Do you have any predictions going to Olympics this year?
I think we're going to see some huge performances. And I mean, not to get off of the Olympics, but to just kind of talk to that point. Like I looked at the track and field NCAA championships. There were some amazing performances. And just my theory from the outside is that these kids were rested. Yeah. They were probably more rested because of some of the restrictions. Yeah. And, I mean, that just goes to show, like, being fresh, being recovered, and being able to take care of your body is going to help performance. Absolutely. You know, beating yourself down just over and over again. Yeah. You know, like, the cream's going to rise to the top kind of thing, and only the strong are going to survive. Yeah. But in this Olympics, I think people are going to be just that much more grateful for the opportunity of competition because it was potentially gone. Yeah. So, I mean, the level of gratitude that we're going to see, and then, you know, being able to take advantage of that by being a little more fresh. Because usually there's competitions left and right, and people can go make money or do things. But now with the limitations, I think people are going to be really fresh, really psychologically engaged, and we're going to see some big things.
Tell me this. So I heard that there's no audience this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of little speculation.
I don't know what it's like. I heard Tokyo's in like a state of emergency. I know like some of these athletes are like showmen, right? Mm-hmm. Like they feed off that stuff.
Like maybe the NBA bubble, they're gonna pipe in some sound.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but I've been seeing like the soccer stadiums completely full. So let's see. I wonder how, like, if it is empty. Obviously, I think those athletes, they're at a different level where they don't even need an audience to do good. They're just going to do good.
Yeah, regardless. The stadium itself, it's just being in that moment.
Yeah, world records. I don't know. I think there's going to be good competition though, like really, really good competition. And when you talked about rest, they were actually forced to rest. Like they couldn't do anything. Like a lot of the training facilities were shut down. So
I saw a lot of you can't just go out and hang out anymore.
But now rest is important. And I remember back in high school, we were so afraid to take like a week or 2 weeks off. It's like, dude, you can literally not do anything for a month and you'll be okay. I was like, no. Like I need to do something. And he's like, no, we train the whole year. You guys will be okay. So you'll be surprised. So with some rest, you never know what your body can do. Lastly, just to wrap this up, it's nice to see New York Times. We're seeing more articles come out now, especially now during Olympics time. We got professional athletes, Olympic level athletes. New York Times is huge. It's a huge news outlet. So we're gaining steam slowly but surely. BFR, it's funny. Like every time we do this podcast, we're like, what are we going to say this time, or how are we going to get people to understand? People are starting to understand. Even like these layman people that are, when you have to write these articles, they have to also understand what they're talking about, right? Like even the layman people are they're starting to understand. Once you realize how simple how simple BFR training is, like the mechanics behind it, you're gonna be like, oh, why didn't I start this sooner? Why didn't you start this sooner? It's a lot simpler than you think. That's all I got today. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think it's something that could be mainstream, and it's like something that if you are not used to working out or training, it could just be something to kind of keep you going or at least help you.
Yeah.
But if you're serious about sports or athletics or training in general, I mean, it's just only going to enhance. Like the more tools you have in your toolbox, the more resourceful you're going to be and the more effective you're going to be. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing some people take some big leaps and bounds with this.
Absolutely. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email us, info@jumpstartsystems.com. If you're listening on the audio version, we have a video version. So if you want to see Chris's face or my face, feel free. It's on YouTube. If not, you can stick with the audio version. Feel free to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn? I don't know about LinkedIn. Maybe we'll make a LinkedIn page. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.